Nobody saw this coming from the Las Vegas Raiders. A team once defined by chaos, bad coaching hires, and constant quarterback shuffling has suddenly become one of the most unpredictable threats heading into the 2025 season. They didn't just hit the reset button, they replaced the entire control panel. A new general manager, a new head coach, a new quarterback, and the shocking part is, none of them are rookies to this. Pete Carroll is back, Geno Smith is back, and the Raiders might finally be back too. What nobody's talking about is how all of this fits together. For the first time in over a decade, Las Vegas has leadership that isn't guessing. Pete Carroll isn't here to rebuild from scratch. He's here to plug into a system that's already stacked with potential. He doesn't need to reinvent anything, he just needs to sharpen it. Geno Smith brings the calm, John Spytek brings the structure, and Carroll brings the one thing this franchise has lacked for years: real identity. No more coaching experiments, no more locker room drama. This time, the plan is to compete, not with empty slogans, but with physical football and real accountability. But here's the twist that changes everything. The Raiders are in a division where good isn't good enough. The Chargers have Herbert, the Broncos believe in Bo Nix, and the Chiefs still belong to Mahomes. For Las Vegas to survive in that battlefield, their quarterback has to be more than steady. He has to be sharp. And now all eyes turn to the one man who might be ready for that test, Geno Smith. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Raiders and all the NFL content. Can we get 300 likes on this video? Nobody expected Geno Smith to end up as the Raiders' answer. Not after the wild road he's been on. He wasn't drafted to be a journeyman, but that's what he became. The Jets. The Giants. A backup in Los Angeles. And just when everyone counted him out, he flipped the script in Seattle. He made the playoffs. He threw for 4,282 yards in his breakout year. And now, he's getting one more shot, not to prove he belongs in the league, but to show he can lead a franchise. This time, he's not here to survive. He's here to win. But last season brought doubt again. Geno threw 15 interceptions and looked out of rhythm all year. People were quick to say he fell off. What they missed was what happened behind the scenes. A new offensive coordinator forced a pass-heavy system. The Seahawks lost control of the run game. Their tackles were banged up, their interior line collapsed, and Geno was left to carry everything himself. That's not his game. Geno is at his best when the offense flows through a smart run game, not when he's throwing 40 times behind a crumbling pocket. Seattle forgot that. The Raiders won't. Now Geno has Pete Carroll back in his corner. He has Chip Kelly designing plays around his strengths. And most importantly, he has Ashton Jeanty, Las Vegas' star rookie running back, to take the pressure off. Geno doesn't have to be Mahomes. He just has to be efficient, poised, and ready. Because what's coming next is a system built exactly for him. A system that's already starting to feel dangerous. And it all begins with the man designing it, Chip Kelly. Nobody expected Chip Kelly to come back to the NFL looking like the missing piece. But that's exactly what he might be. The Raiders didn't just add an offensive coordinator. They added one of the smartest, most forward-thinking minds in football. And here's what people aren't realizing. This time, Kelly isn't trying to run the whole show. He's not the head coach. He's not dealing with the media. He's doing what he does best, building an offense that confuses defenses, creates mismatches, and plays fast. The Raiders didn't need a flashy hire. They needed a functional mastermind. Kelly's playbook is already rewriting the Raiders' identity. Gone is the slow, predictable system that held them back under Luke Getsy. What's replacing it is motion, tempo, and creativity. Every play is designed to help the quarterback. Every route has purpose. He's not just calling inside zones and basic screens. He's using players like Trey Tucker and Dante Thornton based on their strengths, not forcing them into roles they don't fit. Geno Smith won't be dropping back and throwing into chaos anymore. He'll be moving, reading, and reacting to a system tailored for him. That's the difference Chip Kelly brings. But here's where the shift becomes dangerous. This entire offense is going to revolve around one rookie, Ashton Jeanty. He'll be the engine that drives everything. The misdirection, the motion, the play action. It all starts with the ground game. And what Jeanty does next could define whether this offense takes off or falls flat. That's where we head next. Ashton Jeanty isn't just another rookie. He's the one the Raiders are betting the entire offense on. And they're not hiding it. From the first day of camp, he's been featured in motion packages, screen plays, wheel routes, and even special teams. This isn't trial and error, it's calculated. Genty racked up 2,601 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns at Boise State last year. Those numbers weren't padded. They were earned through power, vision, and a rare burst that made defenders miss in space. Now the Raiders are giving him every opportunity to carry that dominance into the pros. But here's what makes it bold. Genty isn't being treated like a rookie who needs time to develop. He's being treated like a veteran weapon from day one. That's a risk. The running back position is brutal, and it relies heavily on the line in front of it. But the Raiders believe Genty is different. They're building run concepts around his strengths, outside zone, motion misdirection, delay draws, and they're letting him dictate the tempo. Chip Kelly has made it clear. This offense starts with the ground game, and Genty is the trigger. The big question is whether the offensive line can keep up. If they can clear space, Genty has the tools to be the breakout rookie of the year. If they can't, even a star talent like him could get swallowed up. That pressure now shifts to the guys up front, because what happens in the trenches will decide just how far this offense can go. And the leader of that unit might already be the most important Raider not named Max Crosby. His name is Jackson Powers Johnson, and everything starts with him. Jackson Powers Johnson isn't just the center, he's the anchor of everything the Raiders are trying to build. And it didn't take long for people inside the building to figure that out. He's not a rookie anymore, his impact already feels veteran level. Last year, he stepped into the starting role unexpectedly and never gave it back. Now, he's leading the line, calling protections and spending extra hours in the film room with Geno Smith. That bond matters. Because when your quarterback and center speak the same language, the entire offense moves cleaner, faster, and with purpose. The line around him is still growing. Colton Miller remains the most proven piece, locked in at left tackle. DJ Glaze, a new face on the right side, has the physical tools but is still raw. Caleb Rogers, drafted this year out of Texas Tech, brings athleticism at guard that fits perfectly with Chip Kelly's system. He's not just a big body. He moves well, which is key in a scheme that relies on pulling guards and shifting gaps. The plan is to get the run game firing early. And to do that, every piece of the line has to hit together, no weak links, no breakdowns. But what's raising eyebrows at camp is how physical this group has become. Jackson Powers Johnson isn't just learning from Geno. He's going toe-to-toe with Max Crosby every day, sharpening his technique against one of the best in the league. That kind of daily battle breeds toughness. And the Raiders need that toughness to hold up in a division stacked with elite pass rushers. Because once the line sets the tone, the next challenge is unleashing that energy on the defensive side. And there's one name who's already doing just that: Max Crosby. Max Crosby has become the driving force behind a re-energized Raiders defense, taking on a leadership role beyond just his elite pass rushing. He's setting the tone in camp, mentoring younger players, and demanding a new level of physicality across the front seven. With returning talents like Malcolm Koonce and Tyree Wilson stepping up, and Adam Butler anchoring the interior after Wilkins' departure, the unit is being pushed to gel quickly. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is unleashing a more aggressive, unpredictable scheme with hybrid defenders like Jeremy Chinn and Jamal Adams. But the true test of this defense will come in the secondary, where Pete Carroll's bold new vision faces its biggest risk. Pete Carroll is completely transforming the Raiders' secondary, moving away from traditional roles and leaning into a hybrid-heavy approach centered on size, speed, and aggression. With Jamal Adams and Jeremy Chinn playing closer to the line like linebackers, and rookie Darian Porter being fast-tracked despite his tackling concerns, the unit is being built to confuse and counter the AFC West's top offenses. The structure itself is radically different, featuring disguised coverages, safety blitzes, and linebacker defensive back hybrids, creating a defense that's unpredictable by design. But for all its boldness, this system demands consistency, and the Raiders will need to find it fast to survive their divisional battles. So now the question is yours. Can this version of the Raiders actually challenge the status quo in the AFC West? Will Geno Smith finally have the right pieces around him to win meaningful games? And will Pete Carroll's unconventional system turn this group into the league's biggest surprise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the Raiders are ready to fight back? And if you're all in on this rebuild, hit that like button and subscribe. This is going to be one of the most unpredictable teams to watch in 2025, and we'll be covering every step